I don't know how to feel about these Akimbo Goliaths. Do I like them because they're good? Or do I despise them because they make the Akimbo Grims worthless in comparison? Maybe both. These weapons are the mid-tier Akimbo shotguns between the Judge and the Grims. You can take a look at their stats right here. Pretty decent looking stats, nothing super out of the ordinary. But because of that, it puts it a step ahead of the Grims. As everyone knows, the Grims have abysmally low damage. Starting at 18, only able to get up to about 30. It feels like a pea shooter. Of course, that's not to say that they're bad guns. They can still be made to be useful through certain builds. But therein lies the problem. You need a really specific build to make the Grims feel useful. Shotgun skills, crits, maybe Berserker on top of that. This really forces you to use a very narrow skill build, which could limit what you want to do. On the other hand, with the Akimbo Goliaths now, you're not nearly as limited. It has acceptable damage. I mean, you could still pick up those same skills for a completely overkill set of primary shotguns, or maybe you could take just the shotgun skills from Enforcer, and then put your other points into survivability instead, which is exactly what I did. I picked up armor, I got myself jokers, got inspired, that kind of deal. With these Akimbos, I don't feel nearly as limited as before. Of course, ever since the balance changes, I haven't played around too much with the Grim, so maybe they're still really good even without all the damage skills. But for what it's worth, the Goliaths are suiting me just fine. They're very powerful, especially once you proc overkill for the extra damage. It only takes a shot or two to kill most regular adds on one down/death sentence. Skills help mitigate the low magazine problems, and the low fire rate that is normally pretty detrimental to the single secondary Goliath is not a problem when you have two of them. Again, it would be great if I could just shoot one gun at a time instead of both, but I've ranted enough about that already. You know my burning hatred for this game's semi-auto Akimbo weapons. And finally, the thing that I was worried about most, which is how this weapon's ammo pickup would be. It's not bad. You know, I figured since the Grims have amazing ammo pickup, these Goliaths would be garbage. But, you know, this is also me conveniently forgetting that the single secondary Goliath has great ammo pickup as well, so turns out I didn't have to worry about anything at all. Whenever I played, if I did run out of ammo, I could get it back super easy as long as I had a few packets on the ground that I could run to. I never really found myself counting each shot and stressing over if I miss any. That is reserved for the Akimbo judges, which, you know, they don't have good ammo pickup. So, after a decent amount of usage, I've concluded that they're pretty damn good weapons. The only real question being, are they the best Akimbo shotguns currently in the game? You know, it pretty much blows the Grims out of the water with how much better it is, but it still does lack in a few areas. Compared to the Akimbo judges, they seem to have a little less range, and most notably, they completely lack any ability to take care of dozers in a timely manner. It's actually pretty painful using only the Goliaths to try to kill them. I pretty much brought a secondary judge just dedicated to help taking out bulldozers while I run the Akimbo Goliaths. But, you know, despite this, after using it more, I think at the end of the day, I would still prefer the Goliaths. Sure, it might lack in bulldozer specialization, but it makes up for that in ammo security. Not having to worry about getting ammo back is much more valuable to me than what the judge offers. At the end of the day, I could bring a secondary that excels at killing bulldozers, and in a pinch, I guess I could still use the Goliaths themselves. Sure, they're not mind-breakingly fast like the judges, but they can still get the job done in a pinch. So as much as I love the judge in this game, I'd have to say that for the Akimbo variant, these Goliaths are my preferred weapons.